Well, we are halfway through the transfer window, and despite a few rumours here and there, it has been relatively quiet on the Liverpool front. However, there is two trending stories that is taking a lot of twists and turns, and today we have a shock twist that has left supporters confused. In today's video, we will discuss these in detail, all whilst going over all of the latest Liverpool news from the last 24 hours. There is so much to cover in today's video. But first, hit the like button and subscribe to the channel and join our fast-growing community. Firstly though, Arne Slot has admitted his frustration at Liverpool's current trend of deserving more than we got, following the 1-1 draw away to Nottingham Forest. Further points were dropped in the Premier League title race on Tuesday as the Reds came from behind to draw at their in-form opponents. After a poor opening 45 minutes, Liverpool did enough to draw the game, finishing with an XG of 2.28 compared to their opponent's 0.44. Speaking after the game, Slot claimed that his side deserved to pick up all 3 points, as has been the case in other recent matches. Since the new year, in 2 out of 3 games, most agree with me where I say we deserve more than we got, Slot said. The only one the pundits didn't agree with was the United game, but when you look at the chances we created, we deserved more than a 2-2 in that one. Too many times now we deserved more than we got, and this is something we have to adjust as soon as we can. Our fans, our players and me, we want to win the league, but we want the fans to come and see us and like what they see. We played some outstanding football in the second half. There is understandable worry about Liverpool only winning 3 of their last 7 league games, as they fail to pull away from the chasing pack. The Reds may not be firing on all cylinders, but as was the case at Forest, they are still deserving to win the majority of their games. An inspired performance by Matt Sells prevented Liverpool from clinching a late victory, and on another day, a precious 3 points would have been picked up. Slot's side do feel too easy to score against compared to earlier in the season though, and they need to regain the control they had in the autumn and stop these slow starts. Victory for Arsenal at home to Tottenham on Wednesday will put them just 4 points behind Liverpool, with a game extra played, and the Reds have tricky away games against Brentford, Bournemouth and Everton coming up. There is no need to panic, past relentless title races with Man City make any draw feel disastrous, but it's now a case of Liverpool overcoming this mini slump and kicking on. In a shock transfer twist, fans have been left confused over 2 transfer stories. A double transfer update has emerged regarding Darwin Núñez's Liverpool future and the reported pursuit of Greek striker Stefanos Tsitsipas. It doesn't look like a busy January at Anfield will be happening, with the summer transfer window likely to be more productive. That said, it hasn't stopped both incoming and outgoing rumours doing the rounds recently, specifically regarding the Reds' attack. Núñez has been linked with a move away from Liverpool amid doubts over his future, but the Athletic's James Pearce has now provided an update on his situation from sources within the club. He reports that the Reds haven't received any bids for the Uruguayan, even though one claim has suggested the club have rejected a £70 million from Saudi Arabia, wanting £85 million instead. Meanwhile, reports from Germany have claimed that Tsitsipas is an option for Liverpool in recent days, with the 19-year-old considered a huge attacking prospect. He is on loan at Nuremberg from PAOK currently, but the former are expected to sign him permanently in the summer before instantly selling him for a profit. Pearce states that Liverpool have no interest in Tsitsipas, however, shutting down the rumour of talks taking place with him over a move. At this point, it would be a surprise if Núñez was sold this month, even though an eye-watering bid from a Saudi Pro League club could turn heads at Liverpool. The Reds are in the midst of a Premier League title race and need as much depth as possible, so moving him on would be a risk. Núñez's Liverpool career feels like it's in the balance, however, having not developed enough over the past 2.5 years. For that reason, a summer exit feels more than possible, as the likes of Michael Edwards and Richard Hughes look to bring in a superior alternative. Liverpool's move for Tsitsipas looks unlikely after this latest update, but if the situation did change, he could be an exciting signing. He has scored 8 goals in 15 appearances for Nuremberg since his move last summer, as well as netting 16 times in 32 games at youth level for Greece. There are only so many times you can be happy with a draw in a title challenge, and this might need to be the last of them for Liverpool, who had to come from behind at Nottingham Forest. In this part of the video, we will discuss these 5 major talking points from last night's draw with Forest. 1. Too many draws can cost you a title. Arne Slot was talking about Nottingham Forest for weeks after the 1-0 defeat at Anfield in September. It's almost as if he knew how much of an aberration it would be from the rest of Liverpool's season. Going into the return game against Forest at the City Ground, their meeting at Anfield remained Slot's only league defeat as Liverpool manager. Surely the manager, his staff and players will have done everything they could to work out this opponent ahead of this game, But Forest once again proved difficult to defeat. You can see why this team are second in the league, as they are hard to break down, but also have several routes to goal on the counter. By the end of 2 league matches against Forest, Liverpool have only scored once, and in order to secure the title, they will now need to go on a similar run to the one they had following the last time they played them. They can't afford too many more occasions of being happy with a point. As for Forest, they are genuinely good and played their part in what was a great top-of-the-table clash. 2. The wrong choice of striker. According to the stats, the best chance of the first half for Liverpool was Dominic Szoboszlai's header from Cody Gakpo's cross, but in reality that was far from an easy chance. As this kind of data is based on shots, it can ignore some of the best chances a team has when the move doesn't result in a shot. This was the case when Luis Diaz found himself running at the Forest backline, and a simple pass to the right would have given Gakpo a chance. Given his form, you'd have bet on Gakpo scoring, but instead Diaz messed up the pass and allowed Murillo to intercept. Diaz's hold-up play was poor throughout, and with a more natural striker on the bench in Diogo Jota, and the informed Gakpo able to shift to the centre too. The hour or so played with Diaz as the central forward was a waste of time. It's not necessarily the fault of Diaz either, and he has shown glimpses of good play in the position before, but there were few glimpses of that against Forest. 3. Telling difference with first touches. There was probably a case for Liverpool to make some subs at halftime after some poor displays across the pitch. As mentioned above, they especially seemed to be missing a seasoned striker, so it was no surprise to see Jota in the second half. It was a surprise that Slot waited until the 65th minute, but the subs he made an instant impact. Kostas Tsimikas joined Jota in a double sub which saw Robertson, and unusually, Ibrahima Konate come off as Liverpool tweaked their roles, with Gravenberch dropping in at centre-back when needed. Both subs immediately combined in a rare clinical moment for Liverpool in this game. Tsimikas' first touch was a corner kick, and Jota's first touch was to head that corner into the goal. It was to be the only such moment, but Jota's liveliness up front and eye for a shot showed he should have come on earlier. 4. Tuesday title talk. It's all been happening or not happening during these midweek games for the teams at the top of the Premier League table. Man City conceded 2 late goals at Brentford to drop 2 points, and Chelsea needed a late goal from Reece James to rescue just 1 point at home to Bournemouth. It seems no one wants to mount a proper title challenge, and at some point maybe we have to say that Forest are making the best shot at it. Arsenal host Tottenham tomorrow though, and have the chance to chip away at Liverpool's lead. The North London Reds might have been the happiest team in the Premier League following Tuesday's dramatic draws. 5. Window open, new arrivals needed. It's always tempting to look to the transfer market as a solution when a team doesn't win regularly when the window's open. A good way to judge how likely a team is to make signings in the transfer window is to look at the bench. Even with Darwin Núñez suspended, there weren't players on the Liverpool bench who would easily be left off to make way for someone else. Jarell Quansah might miss out if Joe Gomez was available, but other than that, Liverpool have a bench of senior players who can all play a role, and whose Slot would not want to leave out of the squad altogether. New arrivals are not likely unless someone is sold. It's probably more a case of doing deals to improve the overall quality of the team by selling and then buying, rather than adding to the existing pack. The obvious area to do this might be in the striker role. What are your thoughts on last night's game? Let us know in the comments. But that is all for today's video. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, please drop a like and subscribe to the channel to join our fast-growing community of Liverpool fans. Thank you. I'll see you in the next video.